Hello and welcome to Dreams of Wings, and welcome here to the beautiful Yosemite Valley. This is a preview of the upcoming scenery from Cli4D Designs, and we're going to be taking this beautiful H500C helicopter from Taug's hangar for a tour around the area so you can get a good idea of what's in store, of what is, to be honest, a stunning piece of work that Cli4D has done. I always love his scenery, great to explore. You really get to feel that you're in it and part of it, and this helicopter is just a great way of having a look around. So, without further ado, I'll stop waffling. Let's get flying. Well, here we are deep in the Sierra Nevada mountains and in Yosemite Valley, which is looking rather splendid. This is exactly the kind of scenery I love flying in. I love being in this kind of scenery in real life. It's a huge privilege and pleasure to bring this preview to you, and a big thank you to Cli4D Designs for giving me that opportunity. It's just lovely being here. It really is. Sometimes you get so immersed in the sim that you forget where you actually are. Right, quick walk around, because let's face it, we want to get flying and get into the air. So I'm just going to do a couple of things first so that we can get going. In the meantime, you can read through the insurance waiver, because I've only flown this helicopter a few times, and I certainly find that I have to dial into it to get going. Just checking that no squirrels have nested in our engine while we were just having a chat with the tourists. Yeah, it's a helicopter that I have to dial back into, and it's interesting. It's very responsive to the controls and all that kind of stuff. So it's a good chance for me to practice, and Cli4D Design scenery is always great for practicing helicopters, because there's so many different things to go and look at and land on. It's great fun. Right, okay, so that's all looking good. Otherwise, helicopter is looking beautiful, isn't it? A suitable livery for where we are as well, I thought. Okay, let's close that. Quick check of the physical controls. That's all good, and I've got my Whirlpool Collective, so let's get that all set up nicely, ready for starting. Just check the rotor brake is off, yeah, because that would be embarrassing. Right, let's have some power on. Get the right switch. There we go. Quick test of our warning lights, and they're all good. Hopefully, warning lights won't be bothering us. Let's get some lights on before we start spinning everything around, and that chap there in the front in the pink shirt gets a nasty shock. So I do have to be very careful of all the obstacles around here. There's a lot going on. Trees, camper vans, and all that kind of stuff. It could be interesting. Okay, so we've got that going. Our fuel cock is open, so that's all good. I'm going to put the start pump on 5 seconds. That will just help to prime the engine, and then we won't have any nasty surprises. Okay, so I am going to shut up as much as possible for this because I want you to hear the sounds. So it's just a standard start. In other videos I kind of talk through it, but you get an idea if you watch the instruments and you see what's happening. But basically, once the percent RPM gets to between 12-15, I will introduce the fuel, and then that will light it, and we should get going. And then once it gets to about 60, I'm going to release the starter, and then we can bang the generator in, and once everything's warmed up a bit, we can increase the throttle. Okie doke. Right, let's get going. So I'm just going to reach over now, and we need to put the ignition to on. There we go, and let's go. Temperature's good. No hot start. Release the starter now. She's running on her own. Bang the generator in. Bang the pitot heat in. Now you're wondering what that beep is. That beep is the low RPM warning, low rotor RPM. We've got our two needles balanced here, which is nice. Watching them coming up. So we're warming up nicely now, so I'm just going to gently start introducing the fuel. You can see the twist grip on the throttle start to turn. Just gently increasing that. Don't want to do any damage over torque. Now let's increase our RPM. There we go. 104 on there. There we are. Right. Excellent. We are all good to go. Quick look down here. Everything's where it should be. I haven't done anything silly. That's good. And now all I've got to do is fly it. And this is where I need to dial in a bit. So first things first, with this helicopter, there's a little bit of a fisheye lens effect with the natural zoom. So I'm just going to bop that in a little bit so it's a little bit easier. Quick look around, it's more open to our right. We've got obstacles right next to us on the left, so that's not the direction I want to be going in. We've got trees in front and we've got trees in behind, so no pressure. So that's kind of where I want to be heading. So I'm just going to pick up first and let's see what happens. If needs be, I'm going to try and get some collective in without over torquing the engine. So that we can get out of these trees. So we'll see. So with the 500C, stick back a little bit, which feels unnatural because it feels like I'm going to fly back into the trees now, but that's the kind of position we need to be. This isn't a tutorial, by the way, by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just talking it through to myself more than anything, so that I actually have an idea of what I'm meant to be doing. You as the passenger, of course, don't want to hear that. You want to hear me say, listen sunshine, do not worry, I've done this time and time again. You have nothing to worry about. So you can take whichever version you like. Okay, enough yap, let's get going. Okay, left skid down a bit. Let's now turn. It's very sensitive in the yaw, I forget that, but got that dialed in now. There we go. Have a quick look around this area. So this is Cascade Falls. Look at the rocks there. Amazing. That's the little parking lot that we took off from. It's a very interesting valley, actually, very interesting. It's got some quite unique features, and not least the detail that Cli4D has put into it. Absolutely beautiful. But essentially it's kind of formed from about 200 million years ago, there was a huge amount of volcanic activity, or 200 million years ago rather, it was a coastal plain, and then there was a huge amount of volcanic activity, and lava just flowed and covered the area, but also which is effectively what formed the Sierra Nevada mountains, but also granite, molten granite, formed these huge kind of blobs underground, 2 miles under the surface, and it cooled under a huge amount of pressure, and it cooled slowly, which meant that it formed these very strong, this strong bond, a very hard granite with a large crystalline structure. And then eventually that was exposed by water, by the where we are here, by the river, and sorry, I'm trying to concentrate on flying as well. And then of course the and that, you know, was a force in itself. But then the plate, the Earth's crust plate, had a bit of a dodgy moment where the hard, really heavy rock that's deeper down in it and kind of anchors the surface of the plate up broke away in one chunk, and that meant that one area of the crust was more buoyant than the other, so it tilted up, and when it tilted up, it increased the angle of the downflow of the river here, and that meant that the river suddenly became this enormous saw carving through the hard rock, which produced a deep river valley. Then the ice came along, just for good measure. The ice carved out a nice U-shaped valley, as you would expect from a glacier, but then the terminal moraine that was formed by the glacier formed a dam, so that when the glacier retreated, the meltwater then created a huge lake. This is tunnel view, by the way. Created a huge lake, and that then deposited a load of silt, which is why you get this kind of box shape. So it's quite unique in its own way. Just yakking to you and concentrating on flying the helicopter. I am going to... What's the wind? I haven't got much in the way of wind at all. I'm going to attempt to land just over here. Always good practice for me. Okie doke. Hello everybody, sorry to ruin your day. Yes, only a crazy Englishman flying helicopters. Nothing to worry about here. Fella, look at that. Fella there looking at me with his arms crossed as if to say, oh, here we go. There's always one. Right, let's lift rather, off and head up the valley. For the trees. There we go. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? And there's El Capitan. Huge formation. I think it's the is it the highest cliff in the United States? So down here, by the way, if you get the scenery, Cli4D has created a fictitious airport. Which is that field down there. So if you wanted to fly bush planes from here, for example, you could do, and it's somewhere you can start. He also created that parking spot that we started off at, which is quite handy. So there's loads of places that you can explore from, but this is just quite beautiful. So we're going to come down here, come and see the happy campers. Really get a nice feeling for the atmosphere. I do find with this helicopter you really do have to keep on top of the anti-torque puddles. But one of the trademarks of what Cli4D does is just adding in nice little bits of detail. The rocks, the fallen logs. We've got some tents over there. Let's just move over. Don't want to get too close, don't want to blow them away, but also want to show you the detail. We've got the car park over there. I mean, isn't that just a picturesque spot? And this is obviously a good chance to say, if you've got parallel 42's camp out, well, this is just perfect, isn't it? Absolutely perfect. In fact, we might have to come down here at the end. There we go. Let's not get too close. Got a deer down there. Isn't it beautiful? So atmospheric. It's always a challenge when I'm doing a video around Cli4D's scenery, is that I don't necessarily want to show you everything, because I want you to explore it yourself. When you get it, half the pleasure is it's like opening up a big bag of presents, and it's important that you get to see that for yourself. So I'm not going to get too close to some things, because I want to give you the opportunity to have a closer look at it. But absolutely stunning. Look at that waterfall there. He's just a master with waterfalls. Let's face it, he's a master with a lot of things, but you really get a sense here of just how big this rock face is. Let's get a little bit closer. Absolutely enormous, and amazing that some nutters actually climb that. I love being in the mountains. I love walking in the mountains and all that kind of stuff, but the idea of clinging onto a rock face like that, no thank you. It's funny, I have no problem in aeroplanes. When I did my flying training in a little Cessna 152, no problem at all flying in that. Had no sense of vertigo or anything like that. But stick me on a ladder or stick me on the edge of a cliff, and it's like, oh hello. But look at the sheer size of that. Should say at this point, obviously this is a preview, so there are some things that are going to change, some things that might be different when this finally gets launched. But absolutely amazing. I'd love to know, obviously don't forget this is a flight sim. This isn't meant to be 100% accurate photo scenery rendition of Yosemite Valley, but if you have been here, I would love to know how this feels to you. I mean, the detail down there, the logs on the ground, that's the moraine down there. Just amazing. This is a nice little scene down here as well by the looks of it. Let's have a closer look. A chance for me to get some more practice in. And I don't know how much of it we'll see. There's a accelerated a little bit too much, but this is the picnic area down there. Looking at the map. Alright, let's come round. Just wanted to come in here because it looks like some really nice detail on the river here, and there you can see the scree slope over there. Let's just hop over these trees. What's quite incredible about these kind of dome shapes is that what's happening is that the rock was formed under a huge amount of pressure, and when the granite kind of chambers, if you imagine them being formed deep underground, being squeezed, and when they became exposed, some of that pressure is released. On the exposed bits, it's released. Where the chamber is still underground, it's still being squeezed. And what happens is it kind of pushes it and bulges it almost in a little bit like a way of you imagine an onion, layers of an onion, and that causes fissures and cracks, and it causes some of it to break off. So it's a frequent thing to see landslides in this area, and you get these dome shapes because of those kind of layers of the onion being squeezed and cracked and peeled off with the elements. And it's quite incredible to think this is a big tourist area, but they do have these frequent landslides. Back in 1996 there was an enormous one, but it is a weekly thing that they have them, and they've actually got monitoring stations set up to measure it. Quite incredible. So let's move back down here, follow the road a little bit, we can have a look around. I love the detail that Clifford puts in, I really do. He's done so much beautiful work. French Polynesia, Philippines, Norway, and this is just quite stunning. And nice also that there's the opportunity, if you like bush flying, you've got a nice bush flying strip that Clifford's put in there for you. So you can camp out, jump into your little cub or something like that, or Freedom Fox. Look at that, amazing. And off you go. So, coming back over to the Merced River. Coming up to Yosemite Village now. Car parks down there. Just look at that. Amazing. Definitely get a closer look at that. Now, of course, one of the things with 2004, as you've just seen there, is it has got some funny LODs in SU2, which is what I'm in. Hopefully that's going to be improved, but you saw the waterfall just kind of kicking in at different stages there. But it is absolutely stunning. I can't wait to see this sim in SU3. I don't bother with betas because I run out of patience trying to fix things, but it's bad enough as it is. But can't wait to see what that's done. Yeah, let's come in and have a look. So of course this is let's focus on flying. Yosemite Falls. Beautiful, isn't it? Nice little hut on the side there. I'll stay there. Really get a sense for the size of it. When you look at the size of that hut, you get an idea of just how big this is. And those rocks, absolutely enormous. Right, let's concentrate on doing some flying. Don't want to bang into anything. Just amazing. That's about as close as I want to get to that waterfall. Absolutely lovely. Okie doke. Let's head on down here. There's a rather nice little spot that Clifford's put in. So I want to lose some altitude here. Get a good look at the village down there. That's the welcome centre. Interesting building. This is the Awani by the looks of it. So we'll take a closer look at that. Love these little details. Look at that, the fallen log on the ground. All the happy tourists now saying, oh blimey, we heard about him. He was further up the valley and now he's come this way to destroy our peace and quiet. Oh, it'd be lovely to stay there, wouldn't it? I think what's great about Clifford's scenery is that you could actually walk around it. There's just so much in there. The tables there. Don't mind us. We're just having a look at your lovely hotel. That's all right. Look at that. That nice little thing on the top there. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Let's do some flying thing. Nice bridge there. Love the lighting in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. It's quite beautiful. So I'm just going to get some altitude here because I think we're going to need it. Nice view back there of the waterfall again. Everything's looking good with our engines. We're not overdoing anything, which is nice to see. Okay, let's move forward a bit. See the car park down there. I mean, obviously it goes without saying that if you are into flying your helicopters, then practice is one of those things that you know you have to do. Especially if you're like me, where I'm not an absolute beginner, but I'm having to. I'm still at a point where I have to practice, and certainly with a helicopter like this, you have to dial into it. So it's lovely to be able to come to an area like this. To do that kind of practice and training, because you get to fly a wonderful helicopter, you get to explore beautiful scenery, and you get to practice in stunning little areas, little spots like, you know, the car park back there at the tunnel view. It's an interesting place to land on. It's not just a random spot. And the tourists love it, let's face it. So as you can see, we are just climbing up, almost but not quite vertically. Get a good look down that valley. Concentrate on flying. Yeah, we just want to get over to the top here. Because up here we have Glacier Point. Imagine standing just on the edge there, my lord. So there's the viewing area. That must be fantastic. That must be absolutely something else. Look at that lovely hut down there. It's quite a complex up here, isn't it? There's quite a lot going on. Got to be careful of these big sequoia trees. Don't want to bang into one of those. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is, so that we can get a better view, let's inky it over here. Again, this is all good practice. It's all manoeuvring. And then you can get a better view as well. That sequoia there. I mean, just look at all that detail there with the visitor centre, the little rocks, car park over there, that kind of amphitheatre area there. Just checking for trees. Amazing. Quite stunning. Clifford, I take my hat off to you. Okay, let's tootle along here. Let's do the next spot, which is Washburn Point. Oh my god, I'm in love with the scenery. Isn't it just incredible? I think I've missed a little bit because I was getting carried away there looking at half domes. Let's come back. There we go. Let's just balance out. And then we've got the other spot there, Washburn Point. Just there. Nestled in the trees. Goes without saying, actually, if you've got any ground vehicles like the Juice Goose, then it'd be interesting to explore in that. Trying very hard to get close, but not too close that we bang into a tree. But isn't that wonderful? You've got a better view on that side of the helicopter than I have on this side. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, let's pop over here now. We have some more falls. So I'm just having a quick look and planning. Okay, I don't want to get too low, but I want to get low enough that we can see the falls down here. Because we have some more lovely waterfalls to show you. They really are so majestic. Majestic, that's a good word to sum up Cli4D Design scenery. Always majestic. Always shows you just how incredible this planet is. How beautiful nature can be. Just trying to get to a point where we can get a good view of that, whilst also keeping an eye on the mountain. There you go. Amazing. Wow, look at that. Incredible. Incredible. Right, just watching the mountain getting closer. Let's slip over here. There's the half dome. Let's pick up some altitude again and we can start moving forward. And I can relax a little bit. Just gorgeous. I can't recommend this helicopter enough, by the way. I loved flying the Llama and the Huey. Love both of those, and the 500C or the OH6A, depending on which variant you want to fly, because they both come together obviously. Just a beautiful helicopter for doing this sort of thing. It's nice and small, so you can get it where you want to put it, but it's just enough of a challenge to keep you on your toes. Look at that. You can see there that kind of flat bottom of the valley, which is all that silt. Instead of that kind of U-shape that you'd normally get with a glacial valley, you've got that big flat bottom, and that's all the silt that was deposited by the lake, left behind by the glaciers, bunged up by the terminal moraine. There you go. Geography lesson from someone who doesn't know what he's talking about. But I am genuinely quite interested in all this kind of stuff. So coming up to the half dome, just having a look there because we probably won't be able to see a great deal. There are some points that I'm as I said, I'm not showing you everything because you need to explore it. I'm trying to give you a good flavour of what it looks like, but which hopefully is coming across. But it's frustrating because I kind of want to show you everything just to show you how amazing it is, but also, like I said, you need to explore it yourself. That's part of the pleasure. So here we are with the half dome, and there you kind of get that idea of this this bulge of really hard granite that stood up to enormous amounts of weathering and all that kind of stuff, and just because of the pressure now being released in certain areas, it starts to kind of break off. Quite amazing. Quite amazing. Right, let's come around here. And people climb that too. Nutters. It must be really exhilarating though. People camp on it. Have you seen that? People will kind of drive pins into the side of the rock and attach to the tent, a tent to the side of it. I can't remember the name now, but there's a documentary about a guy that climbed it. It was either that or El Capitan. Either way, wow. Okay. Passing over the half dome trailhead now. You can see more of these domes over there. You kind of get this idea when you see the shape of these domes. You can imagine these chambers of ultra hard granite just sitting there, gradually being exposed by rivers. And then the enormous force of the glaciers. So this is Little Yosemite Valley campsite, which I'm pretty sure is marked down as one of Clifford's points of interest. So I'm just going to see what we can see. Sometimes, especially with the way trees are in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2004 at the moment, it's not always obvious. gonna have to do some search and rescue stuff around here, without a doubt. Oh, I can see something down there. By the way, I do sometimes live stream, and quite often when I live stream it's search and rescue in helicopters, so if that's your thing, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, then keep an eye out. What did I see? I saw something down here. There we go, some rocks. Just checking the map, we're just overhead it now. Guess it's hidden by the trees a fair bit. But again, good practice, low handling in the helicopter, especially around these big trees. Okay, so I think the best thing to do now is we're going to head back and we're going to camp out. Because what better way to end? Oh, look at that. What better way to end a day like today up in the mountains? Looking at all this gorgeous scenery than to camp out. Careful of the tree, sunshine. They will hurt. Bridge there, look. That's the kind of the little things that Clifford puts in. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Just amazing. Some more little details down here. More falls. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Another bridge down there. See that passing underneath? So, oh, you know what? I wish I was here in real life right now. I love a bit of camping in the mountains, and I'll be going in a few weeks camping in Scotland, up in the Highlands, in the Cairngorm National Park, and right now, oh, I would just love to be pitching a tent up here. Stunning, isn't it? Just give the hotel a bit of a flyby. Over the village. It's a nice sandbank there. Whenever I'm flying helicopters, there's a part of my brain that's always looking at nice places to land on. Just areas that catch the eye that perhaps you want to explore a little bit more. And that was one of them. Isn't this just so gorgeous? Nice bridge down there. Nice little scene, people on it. Stunning. I'm in heaven, if you couldn't already tell. Nice little open area here. One of the amazing things about helicopters, if you don't fly helicopters in the sim, I'd urge you to give it a go. I was not interested in helicopters until Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and suddenly this beautiful world that you can explore is just perfect for helicopters. It really is. And to be able to fly through scenery like this is wonderful. And yes, you can do it in fixed wing. You can do it low and slow in a bush plane. Something like a Cub would be great. But in a helicopter, you can go that bit slower and you can stop. By the way, this is a good time to say, if you are watching, there is Discord for Dreams and Wings channel. The link is down below if you want to come along and say hello. Quite often when I'm streaming, I'm on multiplayer, so people can come along and fly along. There's another nice sandbank. That'd be lovely for landing. That's the thing. All this silt that was deposited by the glaciers, or the glacier, has got this lovely kind of fine textured riverbeds. Splendid. Big old RV down there. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Having an RV and coming along and just sticking it wherever you want, camping out. See some more detail down there. Like I say, there's a lot to explore with Cli4D sceneries. There really is. Let's just get close to that. You see those rocks, the formation there. So lifelike. So lifelike. And if I've judged this right, there we go. Bridal Veil Falls. Incredible. Right. Concentrate. Concentrate! I want to ruin the camping experience by slamming the helicopter into the ground. Where's wind? Wind is almost negligible. Almost negligible. Campers are saying, oh, he's back again, that idiot in the helicopter, coming down here, showing off. Oh, I've got a helicopter. Just trying to find the right spot. Look at him shaking his head. Even the deer are unimpressed. There we go, and we're down. Oh, what a wonderful flight. Not so much my flying, but certainly flying around here was lovely. Cannot complain about that at all. Really, really quite stunning. So, I think it's time we close everything down and we can set up the camp. Well, there we are. What a perfect way to end the day. I hope you enjoyed that flight as much as I did. Thank you again to Cli4D for giving me the opportunity to fly his beautiful scenery once again and to show it to you in this video. And I look forward to seeing you again on the channel very soon. Take care now. Bye bye.